Yo, what up, you guys? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece Chapter 87. And before I go any further with this chapter, I want to talk about the cover page. And this cover page really resonates with me for a bunch of different reasons. And the first reason is I totally understand where Kobe's coming from, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and get personal right from the jump. You see everyone kind of passed out, including him, Olimpo. Like everyone's passed out, sleep, and you can tell from the way they're hanging out. Like they've either partied their asses off or they're run rugged. And Kobe is, it says studying down here at the bottom, study, and he's got a book. And I'm wondering, are those pirate charts, not pirate charts, sea charts, or is that Navy strategy, whatever it is. You see him smiling, and I really appreciate that about Kobe because he works his ass off during the day, and then at night he's studying and further pursuing his dream. And the fact that he's smiling says a lot about his character because it means that he's doing something that he loves. And you know, for me, you know, I know on my end when I was in college, you know, one of the things that I had to decide really early. You know, you have three choices. You can party, you can have a relationship, or you can study. I tried to balance all three early on, kind of flamed out, and I struck a happy medium between being in a relationship and studying. But there were times where I had to make that decision where, shit, I'm just going to stay up late at night and do my classwork and write this paper and go the extra mile and not just really bullshit my way through. And it helped for me because I had somebody that was very understanding. She was a graduate student, so a lot of her time was spent studying, but we did spend a lot of time together. But the thing on it is I watched her just read books, and like it's the graduate school books and shit, and work on her thesis, and I just like being around her. But the thing on that, how that relates with Kobe, is he's putting in the extra work to pursue his dream to become something great. And I said in a comment to one of you guys that I feel like Oda is showing Kobe in order to bring him back, because it's a classic shonen move to introduce a weak character like Yahiko from Rurouni Kenshin, to have him come and be a surprise strong character towards the end of the series, or in Yahiko's case, in the epilogue. But just watching that, or rather reading that, very, I mean, that just hit me, man. Like, I really appreciate that. You know, so I say this, man, hard work, you know, for my younger viewers, hard work, you know, whatever you sacrifice now is going to pay off in the future. Now, getting into this chapter, this cover page is like the best intro segue to this chapter, because the thing about it is in a way Usopp is having to make that decision, all three, which is why I preface this stuff personally. Because if you guys remember my review on the Syrup Village arc, you know, one of the things I kept saying, I was like, well, you know, the Kaya and Usopp, you know, relationship, and, you know, Usopp's whole thing with kind of being in his father's shadow and, you know, wanting to be something I could kind of relate to it a little bit. Well, just on this, watching Usopp first be the nutball, you know, that represents the partying aspect, you know, being the nutball, faking his death, having the ketchup stars to pretend like he's bleeding out. Very cool. You know, it's like taking the shortcuts, right? That's like your first, you know, year and a half in college, and then you go, holy shit, I need to get myself in gear or I'm not going to be in school anymore. And so just looking at Usopp from that perspective, he's thinking like, oh, I'll just tell everybody I fought really hard and I don't have as many battle scars. My injuries aren't that bad, but damn it was a hard fight. And just watching Usopp consider to take those shortcuts, for me, I did enjoy his character in the Syrup Village arc. And I felt like he had grown a little bit. And so for a while, I was like, damn, he's really about to regress, man. And I hate when characters do that. I hate when authors do that to their characters. I don't care what the reason is. If they're growing, continue to grow them. You know, keep your foot on the gas pedal. So I was really glad when we see Usopp's internal monologue play out alongside of the flashbacks he has, where he's thinking about the different crew members. And right here, he's imagining Luffy saying, hey, we're a crew, well, we're a team, aren't we? Then Zoro, I prefer death to defeat. And Sanji, you know, Sanji's got his crap fishman or woman hating pirate thing. And then Nami, right there, is business. I had no choice. He's reflecting on all those times as well as thinking about the new people he met. And just ending it off with Nojiko saying how badly Nami was hurt by the choice that she had to make. You see Usopp just get worked up to a point where he has tears in his eyes and he says that this is shameful. And just watching the progression of his face throughout those panels, it was very beautiful stuff right there. Really enjoyed that. And I think for that part, that represents the relationship aspect because he's making a choice. I'm going to make this relationship work. And I'm talking about the relationship with this crew, not a romantic one. And just that right there, making that decision, he could have just as easily played dead. And when you think about it, that guy probably would have gone back there to Arlong Park and probably tipped the scales for Sanji and Zoro against Sanji and Zoro because both of them are banged up and Arlong is ready to throw down because Kuroobi and Hachi have both been defeated. So that right there, to see Usopp stand up, very beautiful, man. Very beautiful. And then we get to the comedy aspect of things where, you know, Usopp is talking mad shit. And right here, he's thinking like, man, you know, I might be getting my ass whooped or about to, but at least if I see this through, I'll be able to stand on the same stage on the same ship with Luffy and Nami and Zoro and Sanji and be able to laugh heartily with them because I gave it my all. And that right there is, I feel, to complete the triangle out, that's his decision of, I'm going to see this through. I'm going to work hard and make the sacrifices. In this case, the sacrifice is him stepping outside of his comfort zone, because when you're a coward like Usopp, the reason why he's a coward isn't because he has no bravery. Usopp is a coward because he stays inside of his comfort zone. You know, all these imaginary tales and stuff he told Kaya on back in the Syrup Village arc, that was his way of dealing with whatever happened in reality. You know, he's living in an illusion basically. And now he's out there facing real pirates, in his own words, scary pirates. And I think that just seeing him say, you know, former member of Usopp's pirate crew, and he's referring to, I believe, Kaya at that point. But just right then, and the fact that he was thinking in his head about the different lies he could tell his crew, that's his way of dealing with shit when shit gets tough, is to live in an illusion. He was going to have these grand stories about his fight, the same way that he used those stories to get over the fact that his father walked out on him. In a way, he kind of reminds me of Deadpool. Like I said, if you guys can't tell, I'm a very big comic book fan as well. And with Deadpool, one of the reasons why he's such an unreliable narrator is his brain is constantly regenerating. And when it's constantly regenerating, it plays with the memories. So his origin story is a little questionable. We don't know which version is true. Did his mom die of cancer? Did his father beat him and leave? We don't know. Now, with that being said, how that fits in with Usopp is he fits that narrative right there, because with Usopp, it's sticking in whatever it is that he makes up. And in a way, you wonder, is he a reliable narrator? But right here, we get this pretty cool moment where Usopp, I don't know what the hell he did. I'm not sure if Usopp was about to flick this dude in the face with a rubber band or what. But speaking of dude right there, man, look at them lips, man. I don't want to crack any homosexual jokes, but I am going to say this. Like, he looks like he's fiending for something. Like how Hashirama was trying to get, not Hashirama, how Madara was trying to get Hashirama some Senju DNA. Now, shout out to Senju DNA, man. Like, you inbox my messages a lot, man. Start commenting, motherfucker. You blow my shit up like a son of a bitch in the message thing. But anyway, man, ran over with, you know, he say some funny shit in the messages. But right here, man, Usopp is attacking from behind. And what I really enjoyed about that is Usopp is finding himself in the midst of chaos. And I'm a real firm believer that a lot of the times when you're going through messed up situations, when you're in your darkest moment, or you're confronted with an impossible situation, that's when a man becomes a man, because you have no choice but to see things through to the end. And he's saying, darn it, you'll see former Usopp's pirate crew member. He's talking to Kaya at this point. He said, I went to sea to become a pirate. I'm going to fight, and someday I really will be a brave warrior of the seas. And right here, that's when Usopp, it looks like he got a pretty good shot in on, Big Lip Boy. I don't know his name, but, Usopp got a pretty good shot in, and it's partly because the dude that he's fighting did not respect his fighting prowess, and I can understand why. Usopp is a bit of a coward. I know one of you guys said he gets rescued during this fight, but I'm thinking this fight might be over with, because this feels like those Black Clover chapters early on where very fast pace and the protagonist of the situation gets in a pretty good shot when you least expect it. So I'm expecting this to be over. But what really impressed me was how in his final moments in this fight, Usopp thought about Kaya. And I don't know if it's because I just saw the Cinema Sins Fantastic Four review, but for me, I was thinking about the power of boners right there. Like, he thinks about boners, or not boners, he thinks about Kaya, and the same way Sanji thought about Nami, and both of them kind of turned the table. So very cool right there, very cool. But overall, great chapter. Usopp's moments kind of outweigh what I thought happened with Nojiko and Genzo, where Nojiko is saying, hey, I think the tide of battle might be turning, and this is really giving me hope. Because, again, to see that coward Usopp go through so many transformations, awesome. So my chapter question for you guys is going to be this. Which moment during this fight for Usopp really impressed you? Was it the fact that he was playing the coward, or overcoming his fear and seeing the situation through to the end? For me, it's that moment when he's thinking about Kaya and he goes out there and he basically says, I'm going to let my nuts hang and hopefully this motherfucker doesn't kick me in the nuts. But that's it for this review. If you liked anything I had to say, as always, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I'll greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching Kryptonian.